In the world of music, few songs have the enduring power and uplifting spirit of Ain't No Stopping Us Now, a timeless anthem that transcended its era to become a symbol of perseverance and hope. The track, penned by Philadelphia-born R&B stars John Whitehead and Gene McFadden, captured the hearts of millions when it topped the charts in 1979. But for Whitehead's family, the song's message of unstoppable progress is tinged with a painful irony. Nearly 2 decades after his life was tragically cut short in an unsolved murder, the wounds remain as fresh as ever, and the quest for justice continues to be a heartbreaking journey. John Whitehead was not just a musician. He was a pioneer of the Philadelphia sound, a genre that shaped the soul and R&B music of the 1970s. Alongside his partner McFadden, Whitehead crafted hits for legendary acts like the O'Jays and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, contributing to the golden age of Philadelphia International Records. Yet, despite his contributions to music, Whitehead's legacy is marred by the tragic events of May 11, 2004. That day, while working on his car behind his home in the West Oak Lane neighborhood of Philadelphia, Whitehead was ambushed by 3 gunmen and fatally shot. The motives behind the attack remain unclear, and despite numerous leads over the years, no one has been charged in connection with his death. For Whitehead's daughter Lakia, the passage of time has done little to dull the pain. "I feel like I did 18 years ago. It still hurts," she said, reflecting on the nearly 2 decades of grief and unanswered questions. Her words echo the frustration and sorrow that have become a permanent part of her life. "I feel like somebody should be held accountable." Despite the seemingly insurmountable odds, Lakia holds on to hope, a sentiment that mirrors the optimism embedded in her father's most famous song. The Philadelphia Police Department, too, has not forgotten John Whitehead. Captain Jason Smith emphasized that new resources are now available to revisit cold cases like Whitehead's, providing a renewed sense of purpose in their pursuit of justice. "I want to impress upon everyone that we have not forgotten about homicide victims," Smith said. "It is our job, our mission, to provide closure to these family members, next of kin of these homicide victims." This commitment offers a glimmer of hope to Whitehead's family, who have long awaited closure. However, the circumstances surrounding Whitehead's death remain shrouded in mystery. Friends and family have heard that Whitehead was not the intended target, that his murder was a tragic mistake. Anthony Williams, who considered Whitehead a brother, believes that karma has already taken its course. "Every last one of them got killed too. They're all gone now," Williams said, referencing the alleged shooters. His words reflect a somber resignation, a belief that justice has been served in a way, even if not through the legal system. "Karma catches up with you one way or another. So my thing is, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword." As the years continue to pass, the pain of John Whitehead's loss lingers, but so does the hope for answers. The legacy of his music lives on, inspiring countless others, even as his family continues to seek the justice they believe he deserves. The unsolved murder remains a haunting chapter in the story of a man whose music brought joy to many, but whose life was stolen too soon. Anyone with information on Whitehead's case, or any other cold case in Philadelphia, is urged to come forward and help bring closure to a family that has endured nearly 2 decades of heartache. Family looking for answers nearly 20 years after murder of Philadelphia R&B star. PHIA. John Whitehead's untimely death came more than 20 years after his song, Ain't No Stopping Us Now, topped the charts, but his murder remains unsolved nearly another 20 years later. "I feel like I did 18 years ago. It still hurts," his daughter Lakia said. "And I feel like somebody should be held accountable." Whitehead was an R&B star born and raised in Philadelphia. He and partner Gene McFadden wrote songs for the O'Jays and Harold Melvin on the Philadelphia International Records before dreaming up the monster hit, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. In 2004, witnesses say Whitehead was ambushed by 3 shooters while working on his car behind his West Oak Lane home. It's been nearly 20 years, and still no one has been charged with his death. "It's not like I'm around feeling like, oh, we're going to find out who did this. It's 18 years later, but I still have hope." Lakia said, "I still have hope." Philadelphia Police Captain Jason Smith says newer resources are allowing more cold cases, such as Whitehead's, to be reopened. "I want to impress upon everyone that we have not forgotten about homicide victims," Smith said. "It is our job, our mission, to provide closure to these family members, next of kin of these homicide victims." Whitehead's family and friends say they've heard he was not targeted. that his killing was a mistake, and that the shooters are no longer here. Every last one of them got killed too. They're all gone now, said Anthony Williams, who was like a brother to Whitehead. Karma catches up with you. Karma catches up with you one way or another. So my thing is, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Anyone with information on John Whitehead or any other Philadelphia cold case is asked to contact police. I'm Hank, and that's my take. As the nearly 2-decade mark since John Whitehead's tragic murder approaches, the pain and loss felt by his family remain as palpable as ever. His daughter Lakia's words, "I still have hope," resonate as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of those who seek justice, even in the face of prolonged uncertainty. The legacy of Whitehead's music, especially the inspirational anthem "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," continues to inspire and uplift, reminding us all of the power of perseverance. Yet, the haunting reality is that justice for Whitehead remains elusive, and the questions surrounding his untimely death linger in the shadows. The efforts of the Philadelphia Police Department to revisit cold cases, bolstered by new resources and technology, offer a glimmer of hope to families like Whitehead's. Captain Jason Smith's assurance that they have not forgotten victims like Whitehead is a reminder that the pursuit of justice, though delayed, is ongoing. But for those who knew and loved John Whitehead, the passage of time has not eased their pain or diminished their desire for answers. The mystery surrounding his death, compounded by rumors that it was a case of mistaken identity and the subsequent deaths of the alleged perpetrators, adds layers of complexity and sorrow to an already heart-wrenching situation. In the end, the story of John Whitehead is a tragic juxtaposition of triumph and loss. His music continues to inspire and live on, but the unresolved nature of his death serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the need for justice. As his family and friends continue to hold on to hope, they, like many others affected by unsolved crimes, deserve closure and accountability. It is a call to action for anyone with information to come forward and help bring justice to a man whose life was taken too soon and whose family has waited far too long for answers.